Alright guys, so I thought a cool opportunity for Youth Sunday would be to have different youth come up and kind of talk about what Allendale means to them or how it has affected them. So we're going to have a couple of them come up and kind of talk for a bit. Yeah, so I'm really excited to so
So many of you know me. For those of you that don't, I'm Michael. So I've been playing guitar for a little while. I first started coming to this church about 6.5, 7 years ago, going into my 7th grade year. My friends brought me, and at that point it was just kind of somewhere to hang out, be away from home. And since then it's kind of evolved into more than that. It's become like a second family to me. I mean, honestly, since I've been here, I've grown close to the Lord. I've gotten baptized. I've seen that I can have a relationship with the Lord, whereas with my family, there was no real religion in the household. It was my mom grew up Christian, my dad grew up Catholic, but they didn't really bring their practices into my family. But both my brothers had gone to church for a little while. My oldest brother went for a little while just to kind of hang out, the same reason I started coming at first. My other brother, he went to another church, and he had kind of other reasons. He went with the pastor's son to go and get high all the time. So that was kind of like, okay, if I'm going to go to church, I need to actually find a reason that I'm going to go. So since then, I've just picked up so many things. I've gotten all you guys what I can call my second family now. And since then, I've had Steve White teach me how to play guitar, and I've gotten to lead worship up here quite often. And it's really fun, and this is what this church means to me. It means my second home.
Hi. I'm Allie, for those of you who don't know me. When I think about Allendale, a few words that come to mind are Jesus, church, family, and worship. I was here when I was 4, and my dad had just gotten a job as a pastor, and I've had so many good memories since. I sing up there now quite often, but my earliest memory is I was 6 or 7, and it was the Christmas Eve service, and I got to sing with my own microphone, and I remember that was like the coolest. I got to drive Al and Richard to church every day, which was really fun, and Al would always tell me how he used to buy Patty new shoes and how she loved it, and that was fun. But I think I learned the most from VBS and youth group. At VBS, I got to do a skit with one of my best friends, Sydney, and I got to do games and help out with the little kids, which was fun. And I really learned about serving others. In Mark 10, verse 45, it says, "For every son of man did not come to be served, but to serve, and to give his life as a ransom for many." And youth group's probably like my favorite. We have a new youth pastor, Alex, and he's really cool. And I met a lot of awesome people there, like Michael and Jacob. And I get to invite my friends, and actually one of them might become Christian now. She doesn't really have a faith, but she's started coming. And God said in Matthew 28, verse 19, "Therefore go and make disciples of all nations, baptizing them in the name of the Father and of the Son and of the Holy Spirit." I'm really glad I get to come to Allendale. It's like my second family, and it's just where I grew up.
So I've been at Allendale almost my whole life, and I can't really remember anywhere else except not knowing anybody at the other churches. But I have to say that the most important thing to me about here is that we're all close and that everybody knows each other. We don't have a bunch of stupid rules like Catholic churches. And we don't have to make everybody pay for offering or try and one up each other. What I like about church is that we just all know each other and we all care. And like Michael said, stole my idea, is that it's like a second family. We all agree with each other, and like when my grandpa died, I knew everybody was there for me. And that even though I don't have a big extended family, I've got somewhere to go if something bad ever happens. And since I'm not like a really outgoing person, and at school I'm a little bit quieter, when I come here I know I can be myself and nobody cares, and I can come to youth group and be crazy, and that's how I am. So yeah, that's just how I like it.
Hello, I'm I'm Jacob Morello, the one and only. I came to Allendale. I was a wee little chap. My brothers they brought a lot of people, but they started going here when Ray went here. He was the youth pastor, and so they started coming here. And then I dreamed of youth group. Like, it was just like this holy, awesome thing where you just go and everything's super cool. And then I got there and it was kind of like. Just kidding. I mean, it was pretty good, you know? I mean, as a little kid, you're just like, it was a little bit of a letdown because my expectations were too high. But it was kind of like a wake up, you know? Like, you're like, this is the world, you know? Welcome, Jacob. You are now a middle schooler. Congratulations. You know, you're getting up there. But, you know, this place is really like a home to me, and I've always been here, you know, from coming here like dawn and just like, I don't know, just goof around, and then people start showing up and you're like, ooh, good kid now, right? And, you know, it reminds me why I like to stay here, like to come back, even if I stop going for a little bit, you know. It's always fun to come back and everyone's like, oh, Jacob, what's up? I haven't seen you forever. And I'm like, yeah, I just kind of like fell off the edge of the earth for a little bit. It was kind of cool, you know. But yeah, so Allendale's always been like a home to me. I hold it close to my heart.
Hi everyone, I'm Delaney. Most of you know that. So I started coming to Allendale about 7 to 8 years ago, I think, when my uncle was the youth pastor. And we started coming here because like this was his church and this is where he came. And then basically the same thing as Jacob. I was little and I was like, oh, youth group, like yay. I can't wait to be in middle school to be in there. And then right when I got to middle school, my uncle moved to Indiana and became a youth pastor at somewhere else. So I was just kind of like, okay, well, that's the whole reason I wanted to go. But I started coming to youth group with my sister, and I don't know, it was just, it's like, when I first started coming, it was just to be with the older kids and try to fit in with them. And then I started coming more, and it's like what Michael said, like a second family. And I don't know, I just continue to come. I know I don't come often, and everyone knows that. But when I do, it's fun because everyone's like, oh, hey, I missed you. Why don't you come more often? It's just like, I've been doing my own thing, like Jacob said. And then, but when I do come, it's like, I feel like I'm at home with a second family because we've all been through good times together and bad times together, and we're constantly there for each other to support each other. And, yeah, that's why I come.
So I'm the new youth kid here. I'm really proud of you guys for coming up and talking. I'm really proud of the youth group as a whole. Each of these kids is so different, so unique, but I love their quirkiness and their jokes and their honesty. You know, the transparency that comes with that. I love how they'll tell me if something's lame right away. They won't hold it back. I also love how they'll say if they love something, or if they want to do something. And they're very open with their struggles and where they are in life, and that's something that was always hard for me as a kid to be honest about, but I love that they are. And I love just kind of who they are as people, and as they see them to grow up into adults one day. It makes me just kind of realize that you always hear in the news like, wow, the next generation is going to be, you know, it's going to be the worst. That's kind of how they always talk about the next generation, but these kids are truly, they're wonderful. They're very hardworking in various aspects. They're very honest, which I think is, I said that before, but I think it's something that's very important for kids as they get older, but they do it in such a way where it's, there's so much integrity behind it, everything that they do. So I really love them a lot, and yeah, thank you for kind of sitting back and letting them speak to you guys, and as you guys have poured into their lives. So we have the worship team come up, and we'll do the closing song.